This is the world's first working Lego RPG, and this is a battle with 100 Lego minifigures. And today, I'm going to be building 3 different Lego structures, each one with different builds to protect them. And at the end of the video, I'll be using my Lego RPG and destroy all 3 structures to see how many minifigures can survive the most destructive Lego weapon you've ever seen. Over here we have our 100 minifigures, and compared to one piece of ammunition, they don't have high survival rates. So let's start with the first structure, which will be a giant snow fort. So I started by taking out my bricks and a 32x32 wide base plate. And since we need to fit about 33 minifigures in each structure, it's going to need a lot of space if they want to survive my lethal weapon. So I placed down bricks to lay out the walls and entrance, and then I built everything up with some parts of the wall being very tall and others a bit short. I was also making sure to make it as realistic as possible by leaving slopes and plates all around. I added this mini catapult on the side of the wall which can shoot these mini snow boulders. Alright, now that all the outside of the fort is completed, let's go on the inside. First, I want to make a second floor on the wall, so I quickly made that, and I made some stairs so they can get there. I added a box of snow boulders, shovels, and a snow table. Also, you probably noticed there is an empty room in the back, so using a couple pieces, we can make this boulder and turn it into a small snow bunker for 2 or 3 minifigs. Now, since the fort isn't occupying much space, I added a cabin with a snowy roof with a bed and small table on the inside. At the front, I added a pile of snow which should complete the build, but I couldn't help but notice that I was still missing something. Great, and now that we've completed the first structure, we still need to build 2 more before destroying them. Next up, I'm building a military camp. So I'm going to separate the terrain in 2 parts, one with the entrance and some defenses, and the other one with the camp itself. So I made a wall leaving a gap in the middle for the entrance. I added a watchtower on each side with a ladder to climb in on the inside. I also placed barriers on the top to finish the wall. And now I want to build 3 lines of defenses in the front. So for the first one, I took my leftover barriers and made this one out of wood. The second one, I took bricks to build up a wall, and using chains, I twisted them to make barbed wire. Finally, I took a couple beige bricks to make sandbag. I also added an electrical fence using long ropes to make sure our minifigures don't get out. And now that we've made the entrance with multiple defenses, we can move on to the inside of the camp. But before we do, I want to tell you all about today's sponsor, Wobrick. Lego parts are getting more and more expensive, especially when making big projects, resulting in you abandoning them because it's no longer affordable. But Wobrick changes all of that. You see, Wobrick is an online shop where you can buy more than 1.5 thousand different parts in various colors, all while being top-notch quality, Lego compatible, and most importantly, it's affordable. And not only have I already saved a lot of money using Wobrick, but they were very kind enough to give me the parts needed for my RPG, which would have otherwise not been possible to make. They're also giving you 5% off on your next purchase using the discount code BREAKAV. So don't waste time and head to Wobrick.com or use the link in the description if you want to save money when buying parts. So big thanks to Wobrick for sponsoring this video, and let's get back to it. The first thing we need in this military camp is a tent, so I quickly made that and added 2 beds under it. Other things most military camp have are training equipment. So the first thing I made is this parkour course where they first have to jump to the first platform, and then to the second one, and use the chain to swing across to the third one. Right next to it, I built a bow and arrow target practice, but instead of bows, they'll be using guns. Finally, I made a pull-up bar and added a tree in the corner. And with the military camp done, we only have the third and final structure to build. For this one, I took a beige base plate and started by building the first layer of the wall using gray bricks. Then I used a bunch of different beige parts like 1x2 inverted slopes and bricks to make all of the walls, leaving dents and small holes to add extra detail. I finished up building the corners and added these long curved bricks on the inside. And if you didn't guess it, I'm building a desert fort. And just like every other fort, I had to add this part on the top, which is called a battlement. So I made them 2 studs high with these 1x2 bricks that go on top of the wall with gaps in the middle. Now that the structure is done, I only need to finish the inside, but before I do, making videos like these take a lot of time to make, and if you're enjoying the video, hitting that subscribe button would really help me out. But anyways, let's just finish adding the details so we can blow it up. First I added stairs so they can go up, and right next to it, I made the small prison cell with the key next to it. I also added a crafting table with a chest filled with diamonds and some barrels closer to the entrance. I added spears at the entrance with some sand I placed to finish it off. So now that we finished our final structure, we have successfully completed all of the structures to protect 100 Lego minifigures from a working Lego RPG. But before we do, I know you're probably wondering how this works and how I made it. Well, this is the Warhead and it's the ammunition used. The black part is what will explode when the fuse is detonated. The gray part is what will go in the launcher. The launcher is also very simple to use, with the only purpose of it is to shoot out the ammo. When you pull the trigger, it will basically pull these ropes and remove these pins, allowing the warhead to be shot out. Now all of this might look very simple to make, but I can guarantee you it wasn't. I don't have the time to describe all of the problems I had, but all I will say is that it did take me more than 105 hours to make, and there are some additional features I might talk later on. But anyways, I know you guys have been waiting to see if 100 minifigs can survive an RPG. So without further ado, I placed 33 minifigures in each structure, with an extra one in the desert fort. So now we're gonna start by building up the first structure, which is the snow fort. 3, 2, 1. I kind of missed the target because I wasn't aiming right, so it ended up just bouncing off the top and then smashed into the wall while exploding. But now it's the military camp's turn. 3, 2, 1. This one absolutely penetrated the defenses like butter, tearing up half of the structure. And finally, let's move on to the last structure, the desert fort. 3, 2, 1. For some reason, the new rubber bands I was using wasn't really working right, and since this was by far the strongest structure, I wanted to do it again. 3, 2, 1. So here's what got destroyed, and these are all of the 71 minifigures that survived. Big thanks for watching this video, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next one.